Hey everybody, it's Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Monday, August 31st, 2020. We're in the first day of the new trading week. We're in the final day of the trading month, and we are in the last hour of the trading day. The last hour is the time of the day where I like to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions. I say this because during the day you have the algorithms and you have the day traders. They're the ones that are controlling the price movement. At the end of the day, you have the large financial institutions come in. They come in with size. They're dealing with an awful lot of money. They have very smart people, best technology, best information, and they start making their end-of-day decisions in the last hour, and particularly in the last few minutes. I consider it smart money, and I like to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions based upon what they are doing. So thank you all for coming today. I always look forward to seeing everyone. Hope you're all having a good day. I'm very grateful that we have such a nice group with such great contributions from everybody. Kamal with the scanner, and Frank with his poems, and just everybody with good insight. So thank you all for coming. I appreciate you investing your time here, and I hope it's helping with your trading and your investing. So, tale of two cities today. Dow Jones down 197 points, down 0.69%. The NASDAQ up 120 points, up 1.03%. And the S&P is about flat, up about a half a point. So, as per usual, the NASDAQ has been very, very, very strong. You know, a friend of mine pointed out today, because Apple is now with the split and the Dow Jones is based upon price, that may be the discrepancy between the large down move in the Dow and the large up move in the NASDAQ. So let's take a look. Kamal is here. Hey buddy, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're having a good day. Glad you had a good trip over the weekend, and thank you as always for creating your scanner and coding it up and sending it to me each day. Dan is here. Hey, peace sign Dan, right back at you. Hope you're doing well. Bob is here. Hey Bob, good to see you. All right, well, we have a lot to go through today, so going to get started. First of all, just to give you the format for today, first of all, we're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I'm going to manage them moving forward. I did have a couple day trades today, so I will be sharing those with you as well. After that, we're going to go down and we're going to go through your positions that are up on the board and see how those are doing. I see a few are doing very well. After that, we are going to switch gears, get away from technicals and the charts, talk a little bit about trader psychology. Always the most important skill in trading is the psychological aspect of it. Staying calm, staying neutral, following your positions, staying in when you're supposed to, getting out when you're supposed to. So, you know, we learn about technical analysis, support, resistance levels. We learn so we can create a plan. But in order to follow that plan, that's the tough part. It's just like dieting, right? We know what to do if we want to lose weight. We need to eat better food. We need to exercise more. That's the plan. It's proven it works. But the human factor of whether or not we can follow it is a whole other issue. And it's very, very similar to trading. After that, I have gone down through my watch list. I've also gone through the results of Kamal's scanner today. So we're going to go through each one of those. I have 3 requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a trade. I want a confluence or a combination of indicators lining up. I look at each indicator as MACD, RSI, moving averages, ATR channels. I look at those as potential groups of buyers, and you will put yourself in the best position possible to have a profitable trade if you are in the company with as many other buyers as possible. And I try to achieve that by looking for a confluence or combination of indicators lining up, ideally on multiple time frames. After that, even if you have a good combination of indicators lining up, you do have to be aware that you still need to have a good risk to reward ratio on your trade, at least 2 to 1. If I'm going to lose $100, if I'm willing to lose $100 on a trade, I need to be able to make $200 or more to the upside. You might have a great confluence of indicators, but it may not make sense from a risk to reward ratio. And then lastly, please keep in mind with this market, it's been going up, it's been crazy, it's been great for the longs, but please keep in mind how many positions do you have, how correlated they are. Don't get too heavy in one particular sector, because if it's going up that day, that's great. But if we get into a drawdown, and you have concentrated positions in any one sector, and that sector doesn't do well, then that's going to hurt. All right, and so I'm going to go through the results of the scanner. Going to go through each one. I'll put the decent ones off to the left. I'll put the ones that don't look good off to the right, and then right before the close, I'll go through each one of the decent one with a fine-tooth comb. I'll try to find the very, very best possible confluence of indicators, best risk to reward, and if I find one of those, I will go ahead and purchase it before the market closes. After the market closes, if anybody has any questions for me, if you need any clarification on anything I discussed today, please let me know. I'm happy to clarify. If you have any stock symbols that you'd like me to look at before the market closes, please put them in the chat, put an asterisk by it so that I know it's time sensitive, and I'll do my very best to get to it. And then after the market closes, that's the time to tell me about any new entries or exits that you may have on the day. Please wait till the end of the day just so I can get through teaching and trading, and then the pressure is off. All right, and then I'll get them all up on the board correctly for you. Okay, so that's the plan. I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Hang tight, and I'll be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right. Hey, Tracy is here. I think Tracy is friends with my friend Paxton. I believe I spoke with her on the phone last night. So thank you for coming, Tracy. And if Paxton's there, hello, buddy. Good to see you, Paxton. Frank is here. Hey, Frank. Hello, Greg and Group. Hello, Frank. Good to see you. David is here. Hello, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Hope everything's well with the shoulder. Carol is here. Carol, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Carol is one of my current students. So I did get your email, Carol, and I will respond to that, okay? Johan is also one of my current students. Good to see you, my friend. And we have a lesson tonight at 8 p.m. my time, so I'm looking forward to that. Hey, Steve Burns. Good to see you, my friend. Always an honor and a privilege to have the great Steve Burns in the chat. If you've not been over to his website, newtraderu.com, he has great courses. He has many, many great books. You should take all the courses. You should read all his books. And it's always an honor and a privilege to have Steve live with us in the chat. Tracy said, yep, that's what I thought. Good seeing you. And like I said, if Paxton's there, say hello to my friend Paxton. Glenn, hey, Greg, thoughts on NET and TWOU? All right, let's take a look-see. NET. Well, I don't really see anything I like particularly here. I mean, we are in the value zone, which is better than buying up here, right? This could set us up for a V2 tomorrow with the false breakout if it goes up and takes out yesterday's high. So, I mean, it is consolidating here in the value zone, which is good. But I don't see a trigger yet. It looks like we have a 520 cross under. I don't know if that back tests well, but a 520 crossover might be an interesting entry if it does back test well, or a V2. Ideally, you get a 520 crossover tomorrow and a V2 with the false breakout. So that's my take on net. TWOU. 2U. Well, this is better, I would say, right here. I mean, it's up on the day. MACD is positive. We're above the 50-day moving average. We've gone, looks like, and we're over the 50 RSI. So, you know, the 50-day moving average here, if you were going to take that trade, that may be a good stop. You know, if it closed below that tomorrow, that might tell you that you were wrong. But being that we're above the 50 and above the 50 RSI and MACD's gone positive, that is that's good. I like that one better. Hope that helps, Glenn. Miko says, hey, Greg and everyone. Hello, Miko. Good to see you, my friend. Always an honor have you here. Hope you're doing well and the family. Oh, Frank has a poem for us. Let's take a look at the poem. A trader must learn to master their craft. It's not enough to just navigate the river with a paddle and a raft. If trading is your call, study it all and your boat will be ready when the rapids hit the fall. Wow, so good, Frank. Let me try again. A trader must learn to master their craft. It's not enough to just navigate the river with a paddle and a raft. If trading is your call, study it all and your boat will be ready when the rapids hit the fall. Wow, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic, Frank. Appreciate the effort that you put into doing that every day. I'm just amazed and blown away because it would take me a year to write a poem and it would like be 90% worse. And I don't know how long it takes you to write these, but boy, have you got a gift for that. So, all right, let's take a look here. Cisco. All right, so Karen, Gary, Yas, and myself, we did buy Cisco. I like this setup. False breakout to the downside with the V1. Bought this at 422. Went up the next day. The last couple days, it's just kind of been moving sideways. I don't like that it's lost the third ATR channel. We've rejected it, and we've rejected it. I think today, unless we close back above that third ATR channel, I'm just going to take the very small loss on this. It's just not reacting well. With this false breakout in this V1, it should have moved up and done something, and it's just kind of just been a stick in the mud. So, you know, this is what's called a time stop. You buy something, hasn't hit your actual stop yet, but it's just not doing anything. And a valid stop, you know, in addition to hitting your regular price stop, is after a few days, 4 days, if it's not doing anything, it's fine to go ahead and just say I'm taking a time stop on this. So if this closes below this negative third ATR channel, being that it tried 1, 2, 3 times to get above it and came back down, I will go ahead and just lock in a small loss on Cisco. All right, gold. Let's see, we have Dan and Gary and myself. We did buy gold on Friday at 184.40. Today it is 185.15. That's up 0.41%. We bought it with the 520 crossover, which is a good back-tested result, back-tested approach using gold, the 520 EMA. Have not hit any profit targets today, but up on the trade. So that's good. Goldman Sachs. All right, so Steve and Kamal and myself did buy Goldman Sachs. I bought Goldman Sachs here at 203.79 intraday when it was above the 200-day. It moved up nicely for me, hit some profit targets the next day, inside bar the next day. Another big day up, hit some profit targets again. Did hit one profit target Friday at the top here at the open. I've moved more than 1.5 ATRs from my entry. So when that happens, if I go all the way back to my entry point, I have to get out. So I did get out here exactly break even earlier in the day. This was an intraday trade because I was above 1.5 ATRs and then it gave it all back. So still, you know, I got out at break even, but still a profitable trade because it moved up. I took profits, moved up. I took profits. So me personally, I did get out at completely break even earlier in the day, except for the profit targets that I took in the previous days. SPY. All right, real quick, everybody knows the drill. I do buy the SPY at the end of the day every day. I hold it overnight. I take the overnight risk. I sell it first thing the next morning. The reason I do this is based upon a long-term back-tested study from Liz Ann Saunders at Bespoke Invest. Since 1993, they tested 2 approaches. First approach, buy the SPY at the open, hold it through the day, sell it at the close. Do that every day. If you did that every day, you'd return a negative 13.9% return. However, if you do the opposite, which is what I do every day, buy the SPY at the close, hold it overnight, take the overnight risk, sell first thing the next morning. This approach, done every day since 1993, positive 634.2% return. So huge difference between when you buy and when you sell the SPY. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. This is true. It may never work again in the history of the world, but if I'm going to allocate money towards a trade, it's going to be something that has good backtested results. Blue line, buy the close, sell the next morning. Orange line, buy the morning, sell the close. Huge difference over time. All this has done has gone up. There are significant drawdowns associated with this approach. And this year, at the beginning of the year, I did go through those and I felt those, but I've had a huge rally ever since then. So with that being said, this was almost completely a break-even trade. I bought it Friday at 550.58 and I sold it today at 530.35 for a very, very, very small loss. So I will be buying this again today at the close as usual. All right, Gary, Frank, Brian, and myself, we did buy SWKS yesterday. Nice false breakout to the downside. V2, 520 cross under, 520 cross over. Bought it Friday at 142.52. It is up 1.03% today, and I did hit one profit target today at 145.26. So far, so good. Play. Bob and I did buy play back here at 14.46. 520 cross under, cross over, move sideways. Had a huge day on Friday. I think it was up, 15 or 16%. So this has been a monster trade, from entry to exit right now, 13.87%. So pretty good for a week. We almost rejected the 50-day moving average Friday. The 70 RSI Friday. Didn't do anything. Today it's just an inside bar. I'm considering just taking this off. This was such a huge move up. Didn't like the 70 RSI. Didn't get there. Got close, but didn't even test it. And today it's down 4.5%, which sounds like a lot, but based upon the big move up, it's not too bad. So very likely I am going to just take this off of the board today and just lock in profits. WDC, Quad Racer and I bought WDC at 35.22, higher low V1, under the negative third, over the negative third. Great trade. Was up 5 or 6% on Friday. Today up a little bit, about 0.5%. Hasn't hit my profit target. If this does lose the 50 RSI today, I will go ahead and just take half of the position off. That's my rule. Once it gets more than 1.5 ATRs for my entry, if I do test the 50 above and close below, I will take half and look for a close below the previous day's low. But anyway, that's up nicely. Beyond Meat. All right. So Kamal and Gary and I bought Beyond Meat back here, and Steve bought it a few days ago. But Kamal and Gary and I bought it here at 125.10. Next day it went up nicely, but rejected the 50 RSI. So I took half off, came back down, had a huge day on Thursday, hit a bunch of profit targets, but it closed below the 50-day moving average. That's also a warning sign. So I took another half off there. Did hit one profit target at 136 even today, holding the 50 RSI. So no reason to get out of here. It has moved more than 1.5 ATRs for my entry. So if I do get a close below the previous day's low, then I will get out of the trade. Okay. Intraday trades. Sorry, this looks really messy. I'm aware of that. This is on the 5-minute bar on VIX. We bounced off the 200-day moving average. We rejected the 50. We created a V2. I bought here at 25.96. Yeah, 25.96. My stop would have been a close below the 200, and it just moved up, moved up, moved up, rejected the 70 RSI here, so I got out of half. Then we had a close below the previous day's low. I got out of the second half. All right, so let me take these off so I can clear the chart up a little bit. I know these day trades get hard to see for you on your end, but I do like to mark where I bought and sold them so that I can show you that, you know, these approaches work on any time frame, whether it's the daily or the weekly or whatever. The 3 minute, 39 minute. All right, then I had one more trade. All right. It's going to be hard to see. Here was the trade. Higher low V2. Here's bar 1, 2, 3. Bar 1 washes out bar 1. Bar 3 closes above bar 1. I bought that right here at 25.98. Next bar, it went up, rejected the 50-day moving average, so I got out of half at 26.02. Then it ran for me really, really nicely. I mean, big trade, actually. Here, we rejected the 70 RSI, so I got out of half. And then here, it closed below the previous day's low. So that was a fantastic, two fantastic trades on the VIX. And alrighty, that's that. And it looks like VIX is moving up pretty strong now, just on its own. Then I slummed it. I actually traded the 1 minute bars on QQQ. No offense to anybody that trades the QQQ. Where's my dang trade? These are 1 minute bars, so it was so far back here. Oh my gosh, here we go. Here's the first trade. I bought this higher low V2 on the Qs. Here's a V2, bar 1, 2, 3, washes out bar 1, closes above. Bought 293.65. Here, it rejected the 50 RSI, so I got out of half at 294.02. We moved more than 1.5 ATRs from my entry. Here we closed below the low of the previous bar. So I got out at another half. Here we rejected the 50-day moving average. I got out at another half. So now I have a very, very small amount, but I kept this until it either got back to my break even, like I showed you on Goldman Sachs, or if it rejected the 70 RSI, which happened right here. I got out of the half of what I had left, and then here we had a close below the previous day's low. So that was fantastic trade. I mean, that was like 2.5 points on the Qs, which is not too bad. Okay, give me 1 second, please. Let me take care of something in an account that I manage. Okay, interesting spot down here. I'm not going to trade this, but the Qs on the 1 minute under 30. Ooh, it's still under 30, but you know, this might be a decent place, you know, if you were going to trade and adhere to your stops. But this might be an interesting bounce spot right here. If we got over the 200-day moving average, use that as your trailing stop. It would give you a good risk reward. I'm not trading this though, and I'm not recommending that you do. I'm just, you know, this might be something to watch. Okay, so let me clear all that up. Steve says, net 520 EMA cross does not backtest well. Positive 35% versus 122 for buy and hold. Oh, thank you so much, Steve. Appreciate that. So net doesn't backtest all that well. William says, hello, Greg. Hello, team. Hello, William. Good to see you, sir. William says, Steve, I saw a podcast you did a few years ago. Good stuff. I subscribed and will look forward to additional teachings. Between you and Greg, I just might be might get to be a better trader. Hey, I've seen some really good trades from you, William. Really good. Boy, VIX is taking off here like crazy. All right, let's get to your trades, everybody. David and Glenn. I think Glenn bought Fastly, FSLY, at 79.79. David bought it at 83.87. It's down 2.51% today, but both David and Glenn are still up on the trade, so that's fantastic. BAC. Gary bought BAC at 26.05. It is down today and slightly down on the trade. Johnson & Johnson. Frank and Bob bought Johnson & Johnson right here, right about 147.39. It is up 153 at 153.52. A little bit down on the day, but nicely up on the trade. Google. David bought Google here at 15.04 back on the 6th of August. It is down a little bit today, but it's at 16.25. So about 124 points David has made on this trade so far. So fantastic. Procter & Gamble down a little bit today. Let's see who this is. Brian. Brian's had some nice trades. 128.30. It is now 138.20. So a little bit down on the trade, but up $10 on the trade as a whole. Brian had a nice trade here on Roku at 164.37. It is now 173.41, up on the day and up on the trade. PayPal. This is Brian. Brian brought PayPal back here at 174.01. It is now 203.94. Down a little bit on the day, but very nicely up on the trade. EVRG, Quad Racer, bought EVRG here at 52.90. It is at 52.98. It's unchanged on the day, but up 8 cents on the trade. UGL, Steve. Also bought gold on Friday like I did. He expressed the trade in UGL, which is double leverage. So the trigger and the signal for his trade was the 520 EMA crossover on GLD, but he expressed his trade in UGL for a little more leverage. He bought at 74.86. It is 74.95. So up on the trade and up on the day. Square. Brian bought Square at 140.33. It is now 159.41, up 2.23% today, and up very, very nicely on the trade. FAS, all right. FAS. Frank bought FAS back here. I remember I bought this as well with the 520 crossover on FAS. Good back-tested approach. It's a great trade with the crossover. I got out of my position here. Frank got out of 90% of his position here. Good spot to get out of 90% because after that it went down and is down a little bit today, but he kept the 10% as a runner. NTNX, Karen, look at this trade, everybody. Karen bought NTNX at 21.49. It is now 28.81, up 2.78% today. And so far on the trade, 25%. Fantastic. Proud of you, Karen. Car. Frank and Jayhawk MBA bought Car at 29.54. Little down on the day, but still nicely up on the trade. IAU is Frank. Frank, he bought gold also. IAU is a gold ETF, bought it at 18.65, up a little bit on the day and up a little bit on the trade. Alibaba, Gary sold puts on Alibaba. He sold the September 18, 240, 235s, which essentially means he sold puts at 240, he bought puts at 235. And if the price stays above 240 by September 18th, he will keep the spread in between what he sold and what he bought as far as the puts. Down a little bit today, but nicely and securely and comfortably up on this credit spread. So very nice there, Gary. Costco. Glenn bought Costco at 3.30 on the breakout. It's at 347.70, down just a little bit today, but nicely up on the trade. Intel, Quad, And Bob bought Intel back here at 49.22. Higher low V2, under 30, over 30. Move sideways, up 1.35%. So this is nice. This is broken out a little bit. So fantastic, nicely up on the trade. FCFS, Bob bought FCFS back here at 58.10. Nice move up. It's just kind of moved sideways, but it is rolling back down a little bit today, but still nicely up on the trade. All right, Brian bought Sherwin-Williams, 648.69. It is 671.05, down a bit today, but nicely up on the trade. DBX, Kamal bought DBX at 1990 with this nice V2 close above the 200-day, giving a good risk to reward on that trade. Up 1.59% today, and let's see, how's he doing on the trade as a whole? Up 5.51, not too shabby. Disney, Disney down today. Brian bought Disney at 130.12. It is now 131.37. It is down 3% today, but still up on the trade. But don't like this move down today, so that's unfortunate. Stitch Fix, Gary bought Stitch Fix back here at 22.56. Nice, beautiful move up nicely today, 3%. So congratulations, Gary. Almost there. Two more. Glenn bought VRM at 61.05. It is 68.50, up 5.37% today. And last but not least, Evan bought Constellation Brands at 178.12. Beautiful move up here. Up, down a little bit today, but nicely up on the trade. Okay. Steve says Tesla is $2,500 now split adjusted. Those 3,000 call strikes continue to look more dangerous. I know, we were talking about those 3,000 call strikes. I'm glad I didn't do that. I mean, it seems like, yeah, 1,000 points away, no problem. But, you know, they were paying pretty good. And I remember the delta on those, I think, were like 20%. So meaning it basically had about a 20% possibility of getting there. Okay. All right, so listen, before we go on and take a look at the results of the scanner, before we look at potential new end of day trades today, I just want to switch gears, talk a little bit about trader psychology, good trading words of wisdom. And like I said, following your plan, getting your mind right, getting your psychology right, it's the most important skill in trading. The getting in and getting out after you've learned the basics, not that hard. The bigger challenge always is the psychological aspect. This is from Julian Komar. Julian's a great trader. He's in Germany. He's at blog Julian Komar on Twitter. You should really subscribe to his channel. Everything he puts out is just top notch. Let's see what Julian has to say today. You learn by breaking rules. You learn by losing money. You learn by making mistakes. You learn by being foolish. You learn by being in panic. Don't avoid those situations. Only make sure they do not destroy your trading capital. And I might add, and you learn from them. You learn by breaking your rules. Of course, we know. I mean, the reason you get better as a trader over the years is because you learn from your mistakes. It's just like anything else in life. You learn by breaking your rules. What was your rule? I was supposed to get out, but I didn't get out. You learn by losing money. Well, yeah, because you did something wrong. You learn by making mistakes. You know, I've made some horrible trading mistakes, and I don't mean breaking my rule mistakes. I just mean putting in the wrong amounts, shorting when I want to buy, buying when I want to short, right? I just want to put 2 cents in there again and just remind everybody, if you are making a trade, take the extra 5 seconds or 10 seconds to make sure you're buying the right amount of shares, make sure you're buying the stock you actually want to buy, and make sure that you're buying instead of shorting, right? You learn by being foolish. We've all been foolish in trading, and you learn by being in a panic. Well, you usually get into a panic if you've also break all these rules up here. So, you know, you're going to make mistakes in life, and you're going to make mistakes in trading, but the main thing about it is that you learn from it and try not to make those mistakes again, right? So don't avoid those situations. Only make sure they do not destroy your trading capital. And as I mentioned before, and learn from them. Thank you, Julian. Appreciate that. At blog Julian Komar. MJ, hey buddy, what's happening? Hey Greg and Peeps, a rare drop by for me. Hope everyone is doing great in their trading and sticking to their plans. Thank you, thank you. Good to see you. Really good to see you. I hope you're doing well. And come back. We miss seeing you. Agree 100%, Greg. Your mental framework is where the game is at. That's where it's at. That's what it's all about, everybody. The buying and selling, everybody gets fixated on that, but it's really not about that. It's really, really not about that. Okay. Look at the VIX up 4%. Wowzers. All right, well, let's take a look, go through the scanner, see what we have. This is Seattle Genetics, up 3% today. Big move up, false breakout to the downside and a V2. MACD has gone positive. It's a pretty good setup. The only thing is we're at a 56.74 RSI and we already have rejected the 100-day and the 20 EMA, which is a little bit of a red flag. You know, so if I had been in this, I may have taken a little bit off here because of that rejection. Now, I looked on the weekly and I may take this on a weekly because here we have a nice return to value into the value zone, couple days sideways motion. Here's a V2. Here's bar 1, 2, and 3. Bar 2 washes out bar 1. Bar 3 currently is above bar 1's close. So, and we had a false breakout from this low over here. So, and we are over the 50 RSI and right in the value zone. If I do take this trade, my stop would be halfway of the washout bar. This is the washout bar. Now, I don't have to wait until Friday to take this, even though it is a weekly bar, because on V1s and V2s, you don't have to wait till the end of the bar. You can take them intraday. So I may, the advantage, if I take it intraday, I have a lot more upside. The disadvantage is I may have a lot more, I may have to get out quicker. If you wait till the close of the bar, and this is a weekly bar, so the close of the bar would be the week, you have less whipsaw, but you have more lag. And I don't really mind the whipsaw. But a lot of times you get these good setups and then they're so far moved by the time the end of the bar closes. Now you have a lot of lag and your risk to reward isn't too good. So I am considering buying this here intra-bar because this is a weekly bar. I'm considering buying it here if it closes over 157.50. Right now it's 158.08. So that is a possibility. I also like the daily, but on the daily time frame, it's a little chasey. So going over to the weekly, it's not as chasey because I have a lot of room up here, maybe to the 1 ATR, 2 ATRs, and my position size will be much less because I'm using the 2 ATR value that's on the weekly. So that one's a possibility. REGN is very similar on the weekly. False breakout to the downside, V2, we're at a 60.90 RSI, so that's a little bit higher. Let's look at the daily. On the daily, it is a higher low V2. We were below the -1 ATR channel. We came into the value zone. Friday was the washout bar. Today was up. We are above the 50 RSI. So actually, all in all, I think I probably like this better than Seattle Genetics for that very reason. Because this by itself is legitimate buy, and this by itself here is a legitimate buy. So actually, REGN would be my favorite. GILD is Gilead. Looks like an under 30, over 30 V2, false breakout, positive MACD. This all looks pretty good. All three of these charts are somewhat similar. On the weekly, I don't like the 200-day moving average right above on Gilead. See the black line, the 200-day moving average? I don't like that it's just right above, and we've already rejected it, it looks like, at the high of the day. The high of the day on today dovetailed with the 200. So I think I still like REGN the best. And remember that REGN trade is a weekly trade. So I take my maximum loss, I divide it by the value of the 2 ATR on the weekly. This weekly 2 ATR is very high, so it's going to make my position very low. That's a nice thing about using the 2 ATR to help you position size. If you jump up to a higher time frame, it automatically reduces the your position size. MCK 520 crossover. I don't know how that back test. We had a couple days ago, we had a big up bar. We came back down, held the 50% Fibonacci numbers twice. Under 50. Well, we're still over 50. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly's in the value zone. Monthly. It's okay, but I think I still like REGM better. TTWO. Well, we came into the value zone. We made a lower high. We washed this out. And we're possibly working on a V1 here. It would have to, let's see, the close there is 170.46. That one's not too bad as well. Oops. SIMO. This big bar here scares me, so no. SGEN, we talked about that one. That, you know, but I still think I like REGN better than SGEN. Lots of E's and G's and R's and N's, right? INSG. This already rejected the 50-day moving average, so that wouldn't be anything I would be interested in. If I was in this, I'd be getting out a half with the rejection. ZYXI, you know, double bottoms with divergences. Deep red, rally to green, lower than over here, very little red. Now we're even lower than that. No red. That's called the missing right shoulder. It looks like we're under 30, over 30, which is pretty good. You know, I'm going to look at this one and see if I can get a close over the 200-day. It's already rejected the 200-day above. TSCO, return to value, but it needs some sideways motion before I would get interested in it. LXFR, I don't see anything there. BCPC, I wouldn't be interested in that unless it closes above the 200. SHGG, false breakout to the downside with a V1. Monthly uptrend, weekly in getting close to the value zone. Yeah, it's okay. I feel better to get above that 50-day moving average though. UUP, which is the dollar index, which is pretty interesting here because we do have a double bottom with a bullish divergence. We have a low here with deep MACD bars. We rally green. We come back lower. Lower, we don't even have any red. So that is a double bottom with the bullish divergence. We rallied right off of that double bottom with the bullish divergence. And now down again, it did go under 30, over 30, false breakout to the downside. This is a tough one because I already have gold, and gold and the dollar very often are just going to go opposite of each other. I don't think this is a bad trade here. Under 30, over 30, plus all those divergences. So that one's not bad, but me personally, I'm going to pass because I have gold, and basically I think they're just going to cancel each other out, although sometimes they go together. And there's just not a lot of volume on UUP. I mean, if we look intraday, you can see a lot of these bars, they don't even trade. So for that reason, I'm just going to let that one go. Add vibe. Little bit of a V2, but it didn't wash out very well. MACD is positive. We're above 50. Yeah, it's pretty decent. I don't like that 50 hanging right there, but it is pretty decent. DGX, nice rejection of that 200 and that 250, but I feel like it's a little chasey now. I just don't think the risk to reward's that good anymore. QDEL, very similar. We bounced off the 200, which is good. Under 30, over 30. You know, you could go at, let's look at the weekly. That big weekly bar last week, that just concerns me. It's way bigger than 1 ATR. I wouldn't be surprised if we do rally a little bit, but I think the rally would be short-lived. That's just my take on it. NKTR, nice move down, sideways motion. Under 30, over 30, it's pretty good. Weekly, holding at the -1 ATR channel, that's pretty good as well. Not a lot of volume here. But this one's not too bad. I like it a lot better because it comes down, it moves sideways. It's not at a steep angle on the way down. The therapeutics. Yeah, those are all the ones that I had there, huh? I'm going to go with Regeneron Pharmaceuticals on the weekly. So I will buy it here. If it closes below halfway the washout by Friday, I will get out. So that's my pick today, but I'm position sizing, use the value of the 2 ATRs on the weekly. So it will give me a very small position size. All right, let me take a look at current positions before I get involved with anything. Oh, Cisco actually went positive. Remember when I said if it closes below the -3rd, I'll probably get out? Well, now it's above. So as is right here, right now, I will hold it. Gold is doing fine. No profit targets, but up today. Goldman Sachs, I already did step out of Goldman Sachs. Bought here, moved up over 1.5 ATRs, came all the way back down to my entry point. So I don't want to let a winner turn into a loser. So I am out of Goldman Sachs. SPY, moving strong here at the end of the day. I will buy that today with the overnight SPY trade. SWKS, pretty decent trade here for Brian, Gary, Frank, Yass, and myself. One profit target. Don't have to do anything with that. Play, I'm going to go ahead and just get out of play today. Had that huge move up. I think at the best right now, all this is going to do is move sideways. So I'm just going to go ahead and lock in that nice big trade there. Could go up higher, which is fine, but I'm going to get out of this. WDC, ooh, getting very, very close to a profit target. 38.49. All right, so maybe we'll get that one before the end of the day. Up 1.48%, and it was looking pretty bad earlier in the day, but this has been a great trade. And then Beyond Meat is doing really well. One profit target, got close to that second profit target. All right, so as is right now, Cisco I'm holding with the close over the close back over the -3rd ATR channel. Play. I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of play right now. Oh, that was my WDC. Oh, come on now. Okay, so WDC just hit that profit target, so that's fantastic. All right, so I am out of play. I decided just to take that off. All right. We have 10 minutes to go. And again, REGN, I'm just going to go ahead and buy that now so I could just get it off my mind. Mind the spread on this. I'm actually going to put a limit order in here and see if I can middle it. 619.50. I'm going to have to move that up. Well, I'll just go ahead and get it at market now. It's starting to close. Okay, I had to do that in two accounts. Did I get it over here? No. No. Okay. Okay, so there I have my Regeneron, REGN. All right. So Cisco's picking up. That's good. So I think I'm good with everything here now. Jackson says, Greg, not sure if you want to enter on your charts third. Okay, I will do that after, Jackson. I will do that after the market closes for sure. Kamal says LX. LX I don't have on my charts. Kamal. Carol says Amazon receives U.S. regulatory approval to start drone delivery. Wow. Unbelievable. MTCH. Match Group. I don't know if earnings are done. That is a pretty good V2 though. That is a pretty good V2, nice little V2 there. But I don't know about earnings, Kamal. Maybe if somebody could let us know, if somebody could look. And AAXN. Yeah, one's fairly good as well. Under 30, over 30, higher low V2. In the value zone on the weekly, which is good. So it's in a good location. So let's see what Amazon's doing with this news. Oh. It was up higher earlier. All right, so we have 5 minutes to go. Just a quick recap, I am holding Cisco because it looks like it's up now and it's closing, and it's a V1, bullish engulfing bar, closing above the negative third ATR channel. That's good. Gold's doing fine, no profit targets, but profitable on the trade. Goldman Sachs I am out of because it moved so far up and came back down to my entry. I sold it here. I had to. That's my rules, and it did bounce off, but that's okay. It was still profitable. SPY, buying that again at the close with the overnight SPY trade. SWKS did hit the one profit target today. Play, I am out of after that big, huge 16% move up on Friday, and now it's down inside bar. It could go higher, but I just feel like maybe the majority of this move's done, but who knows, might go up, but I'm still very happy with the results. And Quad Racer and I in WDC, nice move up today, one profit target. Beyond Meat, one profit target. This has been a nice trade. And then I did buy REGN. Dan says, per trading view, earnings today an estimated 43 cents. Oh, so it's after the bell then, Dan, on Match. So then I definitely can't buy it because I don't buy in front of earnings. Do like that setup though. Gives a very, very good risk to reward. But earnings, it may be way up here or it may be way down there at the end of the day. So who knows after earnings. Oh, and Apple today up $4.70 after the 4-to-1 split. So essentially, Apple, based upon the old price, is up almost 17 points today. So that is unbelievable. You know, a lot of times after stock splits, they'll go down. You know, it's a bit of a sign when you have splits that you're maybe probably closer to the high than you are the low. But I know Tracy Peterson has Apple, and she's done very, very well on Apple. So congratulations, Tracy. Kamal says Match seems like earnings are done. 8.5. Tracy says, at the end of the day, can you explain how you do SPY? I understand buy at the end of the day. What cost do you post it for sale in the morning? I just buy it at the end of the day at market, Tracy, and after the market closes, I just put a sale in for the next morning at the open. So I don't put it at any specific price. I buy the SPY right at the close, and then as soon as the market's closed, I just take those exact amount of shares. Say I bought 100 shares of SPY. I buy 100 shares right at the right before the close, and then when the market closes, I just say sell 100 market, and it will sell first thing the next morning. Bob says, according to Thinkorswim, Match earnings were on 8.4. Oh, so it's a whole variety of different ones. I kept both my Apple and my Tesla today. Okay, sounds good, Tracy. All right, we have 1 minute to go. And I have my order in to buy SPY at the close, so we'll see here in just 30 seconds. "15 seconds on my end. All right, there we go. So, let me take a look here. I I bought my overnight SPY trade at 349.31, and REGN I bought at 620.04. So the overnight SPY trade is 349.31. So that's for tomorrow. And now I'll just go in right now, put my order in to sell at market for the SPY for the first thing tomorrow morning. All right, so there's that. And then REGN. And again, I bought this on the weekly, everybody. So last week was the washout bar. That's roughly about halfway right there, isn't it? So if it closes below on Friday, the entry, it will have untriggered the V2, and that's right about halfway of the washout bar. So basically by the end of the week, if it closes below 605.30, I will go ahead and just get out. And I bought this at 620.04, so down a little bit on the trade already. All right, and remember this is weekly. So listen, if you have any new entries or exits for me today to account for up on the board, please go ahead, put them in the chat, and I will do that. Real quick before I get to that, I just want to put in my daily plug and just let everybody know that I do offer private one-on-one coaching and teaching lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I've been doing it for a long time. I have been trading for over 24 years. I have studied one-on-one with some of the great traders and authors out there, like our very good friend Stephen Burns, Dr. Alexander Elder, Kerry Lavorne, Larry Williams. I've learned a lot of things from these gentlemen over the years, and in my course, I teach you everything I've learned from my experience and everything I've learned from my teachers and mentors over the year, and how I combine it all. The course is 15 hours. 5 sessions. Each session is 3 hours. And I really feel like when you're done with the course, you'll have a much better understanding of how to trade the market regardless of what the market is doing. The course is $1,000, but I think it is money well spent. I think it's worth every penny just because of the amount of hours and the individual attention you get, because it's one-on-one. So if you are interested in the course and working with me, you can send me an email. Email's in the description of this video. You can also send me a message on Twitter at Gossett Trading. And if you do contact me, I'll write you back, say, hey, how's it going? Thanks for saying hi. Let's set up a Skype call. The Skype call is totally free. There's no sales pressure whatsoever. I promise you, I won't even ask if you want to take the course. I just want to talk to you, learn more about you, your goals, your challenges with trading, and then it's a good time for you to ask me questions about the course. And when we're done with the call, I'll say, hey, it's nice talking to you. Think about it. If you're interested in doing the course, you know how to get a hold of me. You can send me an email. And if you write me back, then sure, we'll get it set up. And then if you like today's podcast, I really, really would appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It helps, builds the channel, keeps the channel around. And there are a lot of people out there that need some good trading, to be taught some good trading principles when it comes to trading. And I think if we could get them to this channel, I think I can help them make money, or at the very worst, lose a lot less, right? And so by hitting the thumbs up button, that does help. So anyway, those are my 2 plugs for today. Thanks for holding through those with me each day. But if you are interested in lessons, reach out to me. We'll have a Skype call. It'll be fun. Okay. All right. Now, Jackson said something up here. APT. All right, let's get Jackson up on the board. APT. APT. No, it's not letting me. Oh yeah, here we go. All right, Jackson bought APT on August 13th. Back here, Jax. What's going on with that trade? I was kind of looking to say I went short, but I don't see short in your message. So, all right. You haven't hit your stop. So you have a plan. That's what's important. Nice to have you on the board, Jackson, for sure. Okay. Kamal says, okay. Kamal, I'm going to buy NKTR. NKTR. All right. That looks pretty good. All right. So Kamal has NKTR. All right. And MTCH. Yeah, I like that match group. I really do. I was just concerned about the different answers I was getting as far as earnings, and so I wanted to be careful. But I do like that trade. If you feel comfortable that there's not earnings, I do like that trade. I may have taken that if I felt more comfortable about whether there was earnings or not. Okay. All right, then Tracy asked me about the SPY. I hope that I explained that. Yeah, I buy the SPY right at the close at market. After the market closes, I just take the same amount of shares that I bought. I'm going to sell them at market, and we'll sell first thing the very next morning. Frank says, happy with the extra slices of apple pie. Oh, man, I must be the worst. Sorry, Frank. Every time, look, on my charts here, it has not accounted for the split yet. So I really couldn't trade Apple today with this kind of chart. It will update today after updates. But yeah, Frank bought Apple at 450 pre-split. And so he had a great day today, but I'll get that back looking correct, Frank, after this adjusts for the split. Brian says, sold Procter & Gamble. All right. Nice. Beautiful trade, Brian. Oh, and Sherwin-Williams is gone as well. Nice trade on that too. Bought it at 648. So beautiful. Jack says, of course, Greg, I feel free to add it after market closes. Okay, I got it up there. Frank says, NDAQ. Okay. 133.06 for Frank. Nice trade so far, Frank. Beautiful. Okay. Brian says, sorry if this was mentioned earlier. Did anyone have trouble getting in their accounts this morning, or was it just me? Is that on Thinkorswim? I don't I don't use Thinkorswim, so I don't know. Maybe somebody has some ideas. Disney was sold. ASX, Jackson bought AXX today. Okay, I'm just kind of roughly picking the close price. All right, got you there, Jax. David said he sold Google on the 27th. Okay. All right. I think you sold the same day that Steve did when we lost the 70 RSI. All right. Two-Tone, how you doing? ZM running. I got in at 303. All right. Nice. Oh, okay, good. $303. I think that's the first time we've had Two-Tone up on the board. So welcome to the board, Two-Tone. And beautiful trade. Oh, no, I've already got it. Bob says there were problems with TD Ameritrade and Robinhood today. William says Thinkorswim had issues. Hey, Dave, what's going on, my friend? This is Dave Lincoln from Famous Dave. Hello, Mr. Gossett and everyone. Hello to you. And listen, I listened to your podcast yesterday. David has a great channel called Famous Dave's on YouTube. I would really suggest that you subscribe to it. Famous, F-A-M-I-S, Dave's on YouTube. And actually, we've had a couple interviews of each other. And so if you go on my channel in the interview and podcast playlist, you can watch those if you like. But good to see you, Dave. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, please, everybody, Famous Dave's on YouTube. He used to trade on the floor. He's a VIX specialist. He specializes in VIX products and volatility products. And I always enjoy listening. I listened to his podcast yesterday too. So thanks so much. I love the videos. You are welcome, Two-Tone. Dave says, thank you for the kind words. Hey, man, you have good words, good trading words of wisdom. And I like how you so objectively look at the market. You're honest about what you've been accurate on and what you haven't been accurate on. And listen, everybody, if you want to learn more about the VIX, the term structure of the VIX, and all the crazy things about the VIX, check out his channel. I listen to it all the time. Okay. I think you put in the wrong company, APT Afterpay. Oh, okay. I put in Alpha Pro. Okay. So Jackson, I don't have Afterpay available on my charts. So that was the wrong stock. It surprised me a little bit that you would have held on to that. That was my first thought. And so I'm glad it's a different stock. Thank you, Kamal. Appreciate it, my friend. So I have Kamal's stuff on there today. I like the what's the one? The dating site Match. I like that setup. I just wasn't sure about earnings, so that concerned me. But I like the V2. I like the return to value, sideways motion, stab down, V2, above 50 RSI. I like it. I like it a lot. And then the other one Kamal took was NT. No, not that one. What's the other one Kamal took? NKTR. Okay, I am at a play, by the way, so I'm moving this over here. I don't know if Bob's still in it, but I am out. And Goldman Sachs, I am out. So I'm out of Goldman Sachs. I'm out of play. I did keep Cisco because it closed over the negative third ATR channel and had a V1. So that's a nice double confirmation. Still have gold, profitable. Beyond Meat's nicely profitable, one profit target. SPY, of course, I bought that at the close, as you know, at 349.31. Skyworks Solutions up nicely today. REGN, I bought at 620.04. I bought that on a V2 trigger, false breakout to the downside on the weekly. And then WDC up nicely today, holding the 50 RSI. If it closes below the 50, I will go ahead and get out in one profit target. Well, yeah, Jackson, Jackson's a former student of mine. And when I saw that, my first thought was, I failed my student. All right, that makes me feel better. Okay, well, listen, everybody. I'm going to put on my hiking boots, go for a little hike. Katie's hanging in there. She's been hot and cold. Sometimes I just feel like she's back to normal, and then other times, so it's been tough, man. It's been a tough week with Katie. It just wears, it's just been wearing on me. Trying to give her medicine, not eating, just sympathy pains. So if I'm not all together here this week, you'll understand why. But she did eat yesterday. She had a whole package of meat, so I was thrilled. But this morning she didn't want to eat. So I'll be walking her a little bit later, just a little 5-minute walk just to do a little business. But I am teaching tonight. So I'm teaching my student in Hong Kong. That's Johan, so I am looking forward to that. All right, everybody. Listen, just a couple things before I let you go. Please try to go out and do something nice for somebody today. Just a smile or a wave or a hello, or just give them a little help if they need. Maybe if they need a little advice or they need a little help with something. If we could do one nice thing for everybody every day, it would make this world a whole lot better place. And we need it big time in this world right now. And then also, if you could also do one nice thing for an animal today, just one little nice thing, a pet or a wave or give a little treat, it'd be fantastic. So one nice thing for an animal, one nice thing for a human, that would be fantastic. Hit the thumbs up button. That would be the third thing. If you could do, that would be fantastic. But generally, have a good rest of your day. Be good, be safe, and hopefully I will see everybody tomorrow. Jackson says, Greg, thought of you, bud, and Katie. Miss you, bro. Chat soon. Okay, sounds good. And I'll say hello to Katie for you. All right. Well, that's that. Where did the market close up? I always get so busy. So the Dow is down 223 points. NASDAQ up 79. Interesting. Tale of two cities, for sure. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate it. If you're interested in lessons, reach out to me. And I think that's it for today. So hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Take care now. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as